Okay, fine. So here, so we will write advantages of Bootstrap. So same in the definition we have mentioned, right? So first one is so responsive. So responsive web design. So what is responsive web design, or RWD is the shortcut. Okay, shorthand. Yeah, so what is responsive web design? For example, I have developed one website. That website can be useful inside the mobile, tab, desktop, and larger desktop. Generally, we know the screen sizes, right? So width of the particular screen size, mobile, tab, desktop, larger desktop. Based on the size, so they want to develop some website. So if you want to develop this type of websites earlier, we need to find out the screen size. Based on that, we have to write the if-else conditions. But now, so who will take care about those things internally? Bootstrap. Okay, fine. Now, second one is so very easy to understand and customize. So for example, so I have developed a Bootstrap. I want to use a Bootstrap related classes, right? But sometimes Bootstrap also, they may not give all the features, right? So again, we need to customize. We know we are experts in CSS, so we can do customization. So for example, they have given one feature, but I don't like that feature, but I want to modify that feature. So if you want to modify, we can modify. So by using our customized CSS. That's why it would be easy to understand and we can customize easily. So by using Bootstrap. And third one, this is very, very important. So cross browser support. So what is cross browser support? So earlier in the CSS level, if you observe, so if you want to write text shadow is the property. If you want to use, if you want to apply any text shadow for the text, so we have used text shadow. And if you want to apply any box shadow something, then we have used box shadow, multi-column layout, column gap, column rule style, so and as well as linear gradient. These all are CSS3 features, right? But if you want to apply these CSS3 features for all the browsers, we need to use for Opera like this. For Mozilla, we have to use like this. For Safari browser, we have to use WebKit. And finally, we have to write the common property. For example, if it is text shadow, so we need to provide here, 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 and finally, so for remaining all browsers, we will write like this. But now onwards, if you use Bootstrap, then we should not take care about these many things. Who will take care? Bootstrap. So just write down only one class. I will take care about remaining browsers. So that's why cross-browser support is available inside the Bootstrap. Okay, so these are the major advantages of Bootstrap. Okay, so and moreover nowadays, so every websites are so perfect for the all the browsers, right? So IE browser, Firefox, Chrome, or anything, Opera, whatever the browsers are, standard browsers are available, so it would be fit for the all the browsers. And moreover, it should be available in all the screen sizes, right? Because desktop, tablets, so I said phones and all those things, it would be useful the same website. No need to go for so internally native related things. Like for example, so for a mobile device, I need to develop app, right? Even if you use Bootstrap, then it would be fit for the particular app. So whenever you want to click on app, so it will redirect to the so our website link. So then onwards, so even if you open, so for example, skillage.com is there. So that skillage.com would be applicable so in the mobile device and tab, desktop and larger desktop, but we are writing only one code. So for all the devices, we are writing only one code. It would be accessible in the all the things. But earlier, so without using this responsive means Bootstrap, before Bootstrap, if you try to develop any website, what we have to do? Just so we need to scroll that. So for example, if it is a very big width of the website is there, then we need to scroll horizontally, vertically or something. Okay, but nowadays not required. So it would be fit for the each and every device. Okay, so now we will set the environment of Bootstrap. So we can do the environment for the Bootstrap two approaches. So one is CDN, okay, Content Delivery Network. And second one is simply we know external JavaScript files, external CSS files, how to use it. Inside the JS folder, we can use all the JavaScript files. Inside the CSS folder, we have to provide all the CSS files. Similar way, we can download and we can keep it locally. Okay, but here, so one advantage is there, one drawback is there. So we will see those two approaches. Okay, just write down. There are so two ways to include Bootstrap. So in our HTML, one is using CDNs. Okay, include. So Bootstrap CDN, Content Delivery Network. Okay, so CDN links. And second one is, so we need to download, this is we know already, we have seen already external JavaScript and external CSS. So download from, so Bootstrap related CSS, JavaScript, jQuery files and use it. Okay, so two approaches would be there. So we have to do it inside the local and otherwise CDN. Then what is the advantage and disadvantages of these two approaches? So if you use CDNs, means content delivery network, so application of the performance, so it would be good compared to the so locally download and use it. But suppose if you use this CDN, so for example, that website is down, then it doesn't work. That's why we should not use unnecessary related. For example, my website is there. Okay, mywebsite.com is there. For example, I want to provide you Bootstrap related files. So is it possible? So can we take it? No. So for practice purpose, it's okay. Organization level. So if you want to use those CDNs, so maybe my website may be down, then our application should not work, right? So that is not at all correct approach. That's why we prefer like Google CDNs, so or Microsoft standard organization. If they provide CDNs, then it would be good. We can use it. Okay. So otherwise, we have to download and we have to use it. Okay. We will see. So both the approaches. Okay. So first, let me use the Bootstrap how to use it. So let me create. Okay, this is our project name is which one? Something e-hospital, something we will take it. Okay, so first what we have to do? So we need to download CDN's files from anywhere as you wish. Okay, so then we will write down small program, then we can understand whether it is working or not. So what is the standard website for the Bootstrap? So you have to use, so getbootstrap.com. Okay, so whenever you want to go for the standard level, then you have to use this website only. So now they have given for the CSS one thing, JavaScript one, so and so jQuery one file, we have to use it. Okay, so those things, it would be available inside the CDNs. If you want to at a time all the things, then we can get it. So Bootstrap 4 from tutorial W3 schools. Okay, so Bootstrap, so do not go for so too many things, just go for the W3 schools, more than enough. This is, yeah, for JavaScript and React.js, for these type of things, so not sufficient W3 schools. For HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, we can go with W3 schools. Yeah, fine. So these are the links. So one is Bootstrap minimum min. So what is the min? Minified one means optimization code. So generally we will use in the production environment. So generally, if you want to go for in real time, so we will see development, testing, production. These are the three environments would be there. So generally what we have to do, first we will do the development environment. So if everything is working fine, then we will send it to the testing team. So we will create one testing related var or EA or something. Okay, so then it will send it to the production environment. So in the production environment, this is live, right? So in the production environment, for example, if you write the development code, so function something inside, we will write the logic, then we have to close, then we have to call the function. That is the normal function way, creation and calling. But if you optimize it, so then they will remove the spaces from that function. So just they will remove the spaces. That is the minified one. Okay, so even if you want to understand, okay, I will show you here. So first let me write down simple HTML. Okay, so old story head. So if you want, you can provide the title. Okay, then we will go for the body. Okay, if you want indentation, just Control A, format document. So why can't we discuss about here extensions? So we have prettier is there. So if you want to format the code, but try to use your own old by default one always. Okay, so once you understand about live server, so once you understand a prettier, so then it's okay to use it. But sometimes if you use more extensions, it would be slow. So by chance, so most of the times at the time of real time, we should not use any extensions. So what's happening, So we will get the code from the GitHub. So then if you try to use prettier or something, so whole code it would be formatted. So at the time of they are saving in the GitHub, they did not use any format the code. But at the time of downloading, if you are trying to use the same code, if you try to do the format the code, then it will give the too many modifications done inside that particular file. Right? But prettier automatically will take care about that order. But if you use normal format document, if you want, you can do it. Otherwise, ignore. You have to write step by step. So indentation is required. So this is recommended. Okay, so don't use extensions. For practice purpose, it's okay. But real time, so if you try to do predefined extensions provided by the, so what is that Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio something, so you need to take care about, so push the code and pull the code. So in that meanwhile, it will changes more changes would be there, but those are not actual changes. Okay, so I will show you practically, don't worry at the time of React.js. So then you can understand a little bit more, ignore it at present. Okay, fine. The persons who knows little bit, they can understand, but still don't worry, I will explain very clear approach. So at the time of situation. So why I have explained here, so I got the small information they should ask. So instead of this one, we can use prettier. But I know that, so I have 14 years of experience. So what are the issues we are getting based on the extensions? So that is the reason. So whichever the situation comes, then I will explain. Don't worry. Okay, fine. So HTML head body. Okay, if you want, so you can do the little bit indentation here. So try to use always our own indentation, that would be recommended. So while writing program also, we will think each and everything. Okay, fine. So inside the body, if you want to write, you can write any content. So hello Bootstrap something. Okay. So now this is simple HTML example. So I did not write any Bootstrap till now. So if you want to use any third party, if you want to use any external JavaScript file, any external CSS files, so where we have to use generally. So all the CSS files we have to provide inside the head section. All the JavaScript files we have to provide before closing the body section. For practice purpose, you can provide inside the head section, because inside the body, so what we want to write exactly, we will write it those things. Okay, fine. So now go to this thing, copy. So this is the first one is, so Bootstrap related CSS one. So min means minified CSS file. Okay, that is generally we will use in the production environment. So jQuery related minified JS file. So here popper.minified JS file. So Bootstrap minified JS. This is normal JavaScript. This is popper related one. So jQuery also we are using, but actually Bootstrap 5 version they have removed this jQuery version. jQuery CDN we are not using directly. We are using only JavaScript. Okay. So now let me explain basic things about Bootstrap versions. Do not confuse about this Bootstrap versions. If you know Bootstrap 3, that is more than enough. So Bootstrap 4 and Bootstrap 5, they have added some features, they have removed some features, that's it. So don't think, okay, Bootstrap 4 is, so that is advanced one. So Bootstrap 5 is very advanced one. Okay, but some drawbacks also there. Okay, based on your project, whether we have to use Bootstrap 3 or 4 or 5. But excuse me. Yeah, so normally nowadays everyone is using Bootstrap 4 now. Okay, but some drawbacks also there, right, with Bootstrap 5. So because, for example, if I use Bootstrap 5, so maybe we may not use some scenarios, or sometimes what happen, so we may use, so Bootstrap related, so jQuery files is required for our application, but in the Bootstrap 5 they have removed. And moreover, sometimes IE browser, so 10, 11, I want to support, but Bootstrap 5 doesn't support. So these are the issues would be there, but I will discuss what exactly the Bootstrap 4 and 5 features at the end. Then you can understand, okay, but at the time of starting, if I explain, so first of all, you don't know what are the features available in the Bootstrap 4 only. So how should we compare with Bootstrap 5, right? So that's why don't worry. But just at present, you need to understand small things. Small things. I don't want to explain all the differences. So Bootstrap 3 and 4, so it supports the IE browser 10 and 11. In the 5 onwards, they have removed. So Bootstrap 3 and 4, so they have given, don't write anything. I will give you 10 differences later, don't worry. So just learn basic things. Bootstrap 3 so and 4 so supports IE 10 and 11, 5 doesn't support, and 3 and 4 supports jQuery. So in your project, if you use jQuery, then we have to customization by using jQuery 3, 4 supports. But Bootstrap 5 completely migrated to the plain JavaScript. Okay, so these are the major things you need to remember. And after that, Bootstrap 3 glyphicons are there. If you want to use phone symbol, some what is that contact, so those things would be there, right? In the Bootstrap 3, it is there. In the Bootstrap 4, they have removed. So again, Bootstrap 5, they have added. What is this? So Bootstrap 4, they have added cards, but Bootstrap 5, they have removed. That's why, okay, leave it about. First of all, we should not aware of what is cards, what is glyphicons, all those things. Okay, fine. But just remember, so jQuery related plugin supports here, doesn't support. So here, IE browser 10 and 11 supports, doesn't support here. Just remember those 2 points here. Okay, fine. Yeah, so now let me add those Bootstrap related CSS file, JavaScript files, and jQuery related files I have added. Okay, so now still I did not write any logic Bootstrap related classes here, right? So now let me write down small thing here, one class equal to container. So this is the first class I'm using from the Bootstrap. Okay, just remember. So if you want to start any application inside the Bootstrap, we have to use class equal to container or class equal to container fluid. So these are the two containers are available inside the Bootstrap. One is container, second one is the container fluid. Okay, just write down. Okay, if you want to write down here, okay, I will write down like this. You can write versions. If anyone asks, first question they will ask this difference one. That's why I have explained basic things. So Bootstrap, write down, 4 supports IE browser 10 and 11 versions. So you know, right, IE 12 onwards, they have introduced Edge, IE Edge, okay? So IE doesn't support entirely from the Bootstrap 5. So IE 12 onwards, they have given Internet Explorer Edge, okay? So Bootstrap 3 and 4 supports IE browser versions, but Bootstrap 4 doesn't. Bootstrap 5 doesn't support IE, not Edge, IE. Okay, so Bootstrap 3 and 4 supports jQuery customization, otherwise customized or jQuery CDN. We know CDN, right? Just now we have seen, but what exactly you can understand later. Just a second. So Bootstrap 3 and 4 supports jQuery CDN, but so Bootstrap 5 so doesn't support so jQuery CDN. Okay, so just write down these 2 points. So first day mostly theory would be there. So tomorrow onwards only examples, no theory. Just we will write the heading, then we will discuss immediately. So that example only. So because of your convenience, but why, sir, is there any benefit of removing jQuery from Bootstrap? Yes, I told you, right? So if you want to go for the JavaScript, I think I have discussed about, if you want to go for libraries and framework, what is the advantage of going for libraries and framework? So JavaScript is there, Angular is there. So what is that? React is there, Vue.js is there. So what is the advantage and what is the drawback of Java? What is that Angular and React? See, only one difference. If you use frameworks and libraries, so we can save the time. But performance wise, mostly we have to go always core technology. That can be anything. Okay, so if you want to go for core technology, for example, simple, I will tell you one thing, validations. I'm using JavaScript validation instead of Angular or React. So if you try to do those validations, then it would be performance wise. So JavaScript validations more faster than Angular and React. Why? Because in Angular and React, we have to use some predefined classes of Angular and React. So again, they will write internally some code. We have to use some extra code related to the React and Angular, right? Some node modules we have to, so that particular npm through node package manager we have to install, or otherwise we have to use some cdn files about Angular and React or Bootstrap or Pandas and something. Those all are extra burden. That's why core is always core performance wise. But so why we have to go for frameworks and libraries? For easy to write the program. For example, if you want to write 100 lines of code, so if you use libraries and frameworks, we can save 50%. That 50% will take care by the frameworks and libraries. So why we are learning Bootstrap? So we have CSS, right? If you want to do all these responsive everything, we can do it, but it will take too much of time for writing code. And one more thing, so it would be complicated to write the same thing if you use core, that is CSS technology. If you use Bootstrap, they will give some classes for us, right? So for example, best example, so why can't we use so frameworks, and what is the difference between exactly libraries and framework? Just see here. Okay, so for example, if you want to create one button, don't worry, try to understand this one. This is very useful. Okay, then how it will create one button? So here one button will create, that is click. This is pure JavaScript and HTML code. If you click something, this is HTML. If you click something, then JavaScript will invoke. If you want to write CSS, this button is, click button is colorful button. Okay, some green color. So background is green, foreground is white, font size, font family, box shadow, so border radius, all those things. At least for colorful button, you need to add minimum 10 CSS properties. But if you want to generate through Bootstrap, okay, so here we will write class. Our class name is here, class equal to my success button something. Otherwise, how those 10 properties will applicable here, right? So we will write, but here just class equal to, so first we have to use the button related CSS properties, we will get it. So button success, so colorful and those things we will get it by using button success. So who will provide this one? Bootstrap will give these classes. So these 10 properties automatically we can get it for this colorful button. Okay, so if you want, you can change the background color also. Okay, otherwise we need to write fill with something. Okay, so these 10 properties no need to write down, right? So here also, so if you reuse jQuery, so that jQuery stuff, so unnecessarily we have to use inside our code, right? So whenever you are using CDN means jQuery means, so instead of JavaScript, so if you use jQuery, so we have to develop that jQuery related stuff. And moreover, in the Bootstrap, we will use very less jQuery. But if you open that CDN, it would be very large. So the persons who are using jQuery in our application, so then only it would be useful. But in the future days, jQuery is there? No. So jQuery is over. So now React.js library came, right? So that is the reason without using jQuery in our application, why should we use jQuery related plugin? So there is no customization related to the jQuery. So why can't we, why we want to use jQuery related CDN? So from the Bootstrap 5 onwards, so they have removed. If they want to start the projects from scratch onwards, they don't use Bootstrap 4, use Bootstrap 5 only. Unexpectedly, I went to the existing project. So they are using still jQuery. Then do not go for Bootstrap 5. Use Bootstrap 4 only because that jQuery dependency is required for us. Okay, just think about which version we have to use based on the project. So nowadays, React, Angular, Vue.js, everything they are using without jQuery. That's why they have removed from the Bootstrap 5 that jQuery. Okay, fine. Yeah, so now, so means what is the main advantage of something? So they have given some extra features in the Bootstrap or some library, something we have to use it. But performance wise, always core is better. Okay, fine. So now we move to the someone asked a question, we move to the side. Okay, fine. But I got it feedback from that one also. Actually, SAR is not explaining if I ask advanced one. But if I explain advanced one, remaining members feel bored. I know we can't manage 100%. I know that one, but we can't do anything. But they told me if they ask even advanced, little bit you can explain. They told me, so that's why I'm explaining. Okay, but still don't worry. So remaining persons, if you did not understand about any advanced concepts, don't worry, you will understand later stage. Okay, don't forget that one. Yeah, now we will discuss about Bootstrap grid system. So what is Bootstrap grid system? I will explain those example related things because this grid system is what is that required in that. So that container fluid, everything it is required inside this. Okay, don't worry, I'm explaining theory here today. So generally, Bootstrap grid system, it will take 12 columns across the web page. Okay, so each and every column we can combine and we can develop so wider columns also. For example, so generally, so this is one website may take so 12 grids. One, similar way, two, three, until 12. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe we can use so two parts. So one is so six parts. Sorry, that grid can be six parts. Sometimes the grid 12 grid system can be 3, 4 parts, right? So this is 12 grid. So you can use 4, 4, 4 parts. So based on your requirement, we can use sometimes 12 grid directly, single 12 grid also we can use it. Okay, so this is the way we have to use it, but total 12 columns would be there. Now we will discuss about so grid related classes. Okay, we will know all those things. So in that grid classes, so these grid classes are very, very important. So what are those grid classes? Okay, so Bootstrap 4, we have only 5. Okay, so Bootstrap 4, 5, and Bootstrap 5 version, they have added one more extra. Okay, I will try to discuss all those things, and finally I will explain what exactly the difference between Bootstrap 4 and 5. Okay, so if they add any extra thing, I will inform, but I don't want to discuss that thing here more. Okay, fine. So first one, dot call hyphen. So it is used for extra small screen devices which are less than 576 pixels. Okay, let's write down. So it is used for extra small screens devices means so mobile. Okay, so which are less than 576 pixels. Okay, you can write down so less than 576 pixels. Next one, call small means small devices. Okay, okay, write like this, it would be easy for you. Yeah, so what is the use this one? It is used for only small screen devices but not extra small. So it is used for small screen devices. So which are so with greater than or equal to 576 pixels. Okay. Next one, dot call. So we have to use medium. MD means medium. If you did not mention anything, that is extra small. So if you mention SN means small, MD means medium, LG large, XL extra large. From Bootstrap 5, double XL, extra large is there. Okay, fine. So it is so used for medium screen devices. Okay, so this is nothing but so greater than or equal to 768 pixels. Dot call large. So it is used for so large screen size devices. So here I'm writing. So how much? So greater than or equal to 999, 992. So greater than or equal to so 992. These are the breakpoints. Just remember these things. So at the time of interview questions, so what are the breakpoints of grid system? Then you should remember so 576, 768, 992, 1200. These things you should remember. Dot call large, extra large. It is used for so extra large screen devices. So it would be so greater than so 1200. Okay, so okay, greater than or equal to if you want. If it is 1 or 2 pixels, it's okay, but they will ask breakpoints. So what are the bootstrap breakpoints? Then you have to explain these breakpoints. Okay, so just remember these things. No, bootstrap 5 onwards, they have given dot call hyphen XXL. So double XL. We know the search size, right? Double XL. So the similar way. Okay. So now we will discuss about components in grid system. So what are the components available inside the grid system? So we will use container. So we will use rows, we will use calls. Okay, so nothing is there. So don't think about too much about this container rows and columns. So generally we will create one container if you want to develop anything inside that, right? So what type of container we will write it, I will explain. So inside the container, we will provide multiple rows. So this is one row. Okay, this is one row. So this is one more row. So first row, I want to keep it as it is 12 grid. And second row, I want to split into 3 parts. So maybe first row you can use for slideshow. But these three things you can use for the products or something. So like that, we can develop websites, right? Some websites, if you see, so first one 12 grid. So next row, we can use it for multiple columns. This whole thing is nothing but container. So this is row. So this is a container. These two are rows. And finally, so we have split into columns, right? So these three are columns. Okay, that's it. These are not new. We know already. Just we are writing here which one is the container, which one is the rows, which one is the columns. Okay, so generally what container? So generally whichever the content we are writing, right? So that wrap. So wrap means some wrapper. So wrap that site contains, then we will use so container. Okay, so I think if you want theory, then I will write down. So generally, if you see the diagram, you can understand the theory easily. So what is container? So it contains element or elements to wrap site entire website related content in grid system. That's why. Okay. So this entire container, we have to use row elements. That row elements containing column elements. Okay. So just write down. So that word container is used to containing multiple row elements. So that is the things we have created, right? Two row elements we have created. Row elements. First one is one row, second one is one row. So row elements. And so row element. Okay. So row element is having multiple columns. Okay. Row element is containing multiple column elements. So now what you understand? So container is having rows are having columns. That's it. Okay, then no need to write again rows and columns, right? Not required. Okay, so but here you need to understand, so we can use two types of containers. One is normal container. Sometimes we will use container fluid. If you did not mention any container, then by default it will take container fluid, that is by default. Okay, then what is the difference between class equal to container and class equal to container fluid? Okay, shall I remove these things? Still, if you are writing, then please let me know. I will wait for everyone, no issues. So I don't want to give up for even single person. And moreover, please interact me. So if you have completed, then please ping me each and every one. Still, if anyone is writing, please let me know, sir, still we are writing, because so I got so this is also feedback. Some guys still they are writing, but you are erasing, sir. But last time I got the one more feedback, sir, so he is waiting for the 2 minutes unnecessarily waste, but I got another feedback today. So that's why I will wait. Please write down all those things. Once it is done, then I will move. Okay, fine. So the persons who are writing, please ping me, sir, wait. Otherwise, I will move. Okay, fine. So now we will write container types. There are two types of containers available in Bootstrap. One is container, second one is container fluid. So we know fluid, right? Water. Similar way. So it will occupy the space based on the, so how much space is pending. So it will occupy overall. So container, yeah. So container class, this class, okay, provides a responsive fixed width. This class provides a responsive fixed width container, but fluid. So this is by default, it provides provides a full width container. Okay, so it will occupy generally. So whenever we have to use container fluid, so based on the devices, it will occupy the entire space. But if it is container, so it would be depends on again that breakpoints. So based on that, it will occupy the space. Okay, so now we will use those containers. Now you can understand practically. Okay, so let me create example for this. So I have provided already one container. So inside the container, what we have to create? Rows. Inside the rows, what we have to create? Columns. Just remember those three things. Okay. First, we have done the container. Now we are trying to create div class equal to row. That's it. Okay. So then we are providing 3 columns or something inside that row. So container is over, row is over. Now I'm trying to provide a columns. So if you want to write columns, we have to use call for row, row, for container, container. So here I'm providing column 1. Similar way, I want to provide 3 columns or 4 columns or 6 or 12 columns as you wish. Okay, so column 2, column 3. Okay, we'll check it out. So go to the physical location. Yeah, see. So 3 columns got created. Okay, if you increase column 1, column 2, column 3. But for understanding, I'm trying to provide one border related things we can provide, then we can understand easily, right? So we will apply some style. So where you want to apply customized styles? So if you provide your own CSS, external CSS or internal CSS as you wish. Otherwise, we can use our own customized CSS. At present, I'm using internal style. Okay, you can use anything. Okay, for column level, I am overriding the CSS properties. Already, container row column, Bootstrap has given some properties, but I'm trying to use override some properties. They may did not give the properties, or if they give some properties, for example, in the column they have mentioned color equal to red, but I don't like red. I want to give green. You can override it. For example, that column class doesn't give some color property. We can add that color property customization, right? So that's why I'm giving border some 2 pixels solid, some green color or red or blue something. Okay, we will check it out. Oh, it doesn't refresh. So now border is there. So that text center alignment that is left side, right? If you want to provide, you can provide text align center. Some font, we know CSS very well, we can play with. So font size, so generally they will provide some font size, but I don't like their font size. I want to make it small or big. So if you want to apply some padding, you can apply, but padding is not required here. So if you want to apply, you can apply background color. So blue or greener, light green. So because border we have given dark, right? We'll see. That is your wish. And what we have done here, so we have done one container, so row, and as well as inside that we have created 3 columns. But I did not mention any mobile tab, desktop or larger desktops here. We will discuss in the next session. Okay, fine. So what we have discussed, so container, row, columns, that's it. And how to use it based on the CDNs. So if you want to see the CDNs, okay, see, so just try to paste it here. See, this is the code. For example, I said, right, jQuery related JS file they have removed. Why? Because in your application, latest application, you should not use jQuery. Then what is the use of this much of code? Waste, right? Without using jQuery. So then why we have to use this much of thing? So that is the reason. So based on the requirement, so try to use based on the versions, which one is required, they will use it here. Okay, so this is the simple bootstrap example I have explained. So tomorrow I will try to explain so little bit more, so smaller devices, medium devices, large, extra large, all those things. Okay, fine. So let me recollect all those things today. Yeah, guys, please ask questions also if you have. So tomorrow onwards, so I will spend extra time for the last 15 minutes or 10 minutes. So we will discuss 45 minutes or 50 minutes class, last 10 minutes for the summary and as well as questions both. Sir, will this be responsive screen is size? Yes, it would be responsive. So, but if you want to understand, we can understand later stage, but not now because we did not write any small, large, medium, right? So at present, we did not write those things. So tomorrow you will understand what exactly the responsive. So based on the device, we will write small, extra small, medium, large, desktop, large desktop, all those things. Okay. So one more. Sir, who write this CDN? Yes, CDN codes are provided by the organizations, that is common code only. So that is Bootstrap. So if you want to use those classes, I can provide those CDNs. So what they will do? Just simply, I have given right that URL. So just they will copy and paste it into their website. So maybe they can override some classes, they may change. Even I can write so one bootstrap related so framework, sorry, CSS related framework. Just we have to provide the classes. That's it, right? Yeah. So for example, so this is the thing they will provide. Okay. So I want to store this entire file. Control S, desktop. So where is our folder? So I will explain tomorrow. This is second approach. So pages I want to provide inside the JS folder where it is. So here, so inside this, I want to store bootstrap.min.js file. So now if you go there, so bootstrap.min.js, that entire file came. So this is a local file. But what we have seen earlier, CDN. Okay, we will discuss tomorrow this one. Okay, yeah, someone. So what is the responsive screen size? Is okay, fine. Yes, sir. Okay, will this be responsive? No. So what we have seen till now, this is not 100% is responsive. So tomorrow we will see that is what exactly the responsive. We will write based on the devices. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, fine. So we will discuss so this summary tomorrow, so tomorrow's class. Okay, so what exactly Bootstrap, because so without knowing starting again, so then it would be difficult to understand tomorrow's examples, right? So I will try to explain what is Bootstrap, what is container fluid, so how to write so container, how to write row inside, how to write column, how many grid systems would be the total, how many columns we can write it, all those things we will discuss within 5 minutes. Then we will start, we will go for the colors, buttons, alerts, drop downs, all the things what we have learned inside the HTML. Okay, fine. So any other questions? Okay, fine. Thank you. So we will meet again tomorrow. Okay, fine. Thanks. Bye.